Well then, folks, that was better, wasn't it? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Match Reaction right here on the Toon Review YouTube channel. My name is Paul. Thank you once again for watching the video. And as I said, much better, much more professional performance. Tonight was about individual performances, which made the team performance. We all seemed to gel together tonight. And some of the football that we played was really special to watch. It really was. A little bit scruffy in the first 10 minutes of the game when they had a few corners that we really didn't defend very well and we looked a bit shaky. But apart from that, we grew into the game and just dictated it from start to finish. They had plenty of attempts on goal, don't get me wrong, but count how many came from outside the box and very simple saves for Nick Pope, or they ballooned them over the bar or wide of the post. Now, Pope did make a few good saves tonight, don't get me wrong, that he was needed, but in general, we just kept them at bay. And then in the second half, you got the feeling like they just could not get into our penalty area, so they would shoot from 25, 30 yards out. But like I say, a lot of individuals turned up tonight, which led to an incredible team performance. And you have to start up top with Big Nick, because he was simply brilliant tonight. The guy's ability to bring the ball down, and he draws defenders to him, which then frees up the wingers, and he has the ability to spin and play the wingers in. He's got an incredible talent at doing that. And it seems like the more he is, criticized from certain people in Germany, good evening, Mr. Rummenigge, again, it seems to inspire him. And, you look at the first goal. Great work by Elanga, good ball into the box, cleared to the edge of the penalty area. Tonali hits it first time, and everybody thinks it's a deflected goal off the defender, 1-0 for the Toon. But when you see it again in slow motion, it's a wonderful, exquisite flick from Voldemar. He keeps his eyes on the ball, and then he just flicks it completely wrong foot in the goalkeeper, and we're ahead in the game. And then from then on, you really did feel like Newcastle could go on and win the game comfortably. Some of the football that we were playing, the midfield interaction, the one-touch football, it was there for all to see. And we've been, to be fair, trying that a lot this season, and it just hasn't worked. But Eddie has mentioned that, and some of the players have mentioned in interviews that they're just waiting to gel. It just needs to gel. And the concern was, how long would it take for us to gel? But it gelled tonight. It gelled in every department tonight. Now, am I happy that Dan Burn's still playing at left back? Absolutely not. I'm happy to see Lewis Hall come on and get some minutes tonight, and hopefully he will be the left back moving forward. He'll start against Nottingham Forest. I'm pretty certain of that, despite where Dan Burn, whether he gets dropped or not, or whether he fits into the defence somewhere. But I genuinely believe that Lewis Hall will get minutes on Sunday against Forest and continue to be our left back. But anyway, back to the game. We should have had a penalty before we actually did. Joe Linton coming in for a header. I don't know what the USG defender is doing, but he's certainly not making any attempt to get that ball. Nothing. Just clatters into the back of Joe Linton, and it doesn't even get checked. And we're sitting there doing the commentary thinking, what the hell's going on? It was a crazy decision. Not even to look at it, because the defender did not make any attempt to get that ball and just ran through the back of Joe Linton. It was a really strange decision. But then we do get a penalty. Again, great work from Voldemar. Elanga goes in, takes a little bit of a heavy touch, but he's got the pace, and it draws the defender out to him to try and make the challenge. Elanga gets to the ball first, and it's a penalty. And we're all wondering, is Voldemar going to take it? Who is going to take the penalty? Anthony Gordon steps up. And, last penalty, I think, was against Everton that he missed. However, he confidently curls that into the bottom corner. And I think that did Gordon the world of good, because he was brilliant in that second half. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm pleased. I'm really pleased, because we need to see Gordon back to his best. Because Gordon at his best, that works for Newcastle United at the end of the day. And he was superb in that second half. But did everybody see Voldemar? I think it was about 5 minutes into that second half when he spun away from 3 or 4 USG players and just took the ball away. They just could not get near. It was like he had Velcro on his feet. and the ball just stuck to him. It was an incredible piece of skill. And this guy's got it all and set us up on another attack. We then get another penalty. And now, look, we've been fortunate, I think, to get that penalty. I think, you know, looking at it again a couple of times, is it a penalty? I don't know. What did he give it for? Was it a shirt pull? Was it a handball? Look, there's no doubt that Voldemar was coming in behind him, so he may well have took that in the back of the net. So if it is a handball or a shirt pull, then the referee or VAR certainly saw something. They told the referee to go and look on the screen, and the ref gives a penalty. And what another beautiful penalty by Anthony Gordon. Curled it in the bottom corner. And you know how good a penalty is when the goalkeeper goes the right way and he's just nowhere near it. So a brilliant, brilliant penalty. And then, of course, the fourth goal comes. Lovely breakaway after all the substitutions. Great work from Gordon again. Plays it into Asula. Asula sees the run of Barnes, plays it through to Barnes, and he tucks it in the back of the net. And that'll do Harvey the world of good as well. Because, you know, has he been suffering with a little bit of confidence problem as well? Probably. But for Gordon and Barnes to get on the score sheet tonight, I think is massive. Another solid performance when he came on from Asula as well. Goal contributions, and he's making a real go of this. And he's trying to prove a lot of people wrong, including myself, that he's worth a shot. And listen, I'd said I'd be very happy to have egg on my face when if Asula performs and keeps going the way he is. So he's coming on, he's doing a job. But I thought the all-round performance tonight was absolutely excellent. The only player that I'm a little bit concerned about still is Joe Linton. We're not seeing the real physicality, the beast within, if you like, of Joe Linton. Now, whether he's not 100% match fit yet, I don't know. But he's had a very slow start to the season. Listen, he wasn't bad. I'm not saying he was bad by any stretch of the imagination. He was decent tonight, but we know there's more there from Joe Linton. We know there's more. And we just want to see it. But I thought the midfield controlled the game tonight. Toon Army was just everywhere on the bloody pitch and was really unfortunate not to score at the very end there. Coming in, getting on the end of Lewis Hall's cross, and it was a really good save by the keeper. Toon Army on set pieces, for me, works every time. I'm really happy for that. A couple went to miss tonight, but he was putting the ball genuinely in a dangerous area. And that was great to see, even though Trippier was on the pitch. But yeah, I mean, look, Chow and Botman again. What can you say about these two? Chow comes into when we signed Chow, there's a lot of people doubting him. And I guess still after the Liverpool game where he came on as sub. But my God, does this guy look a player alongside Sven Botman? They look comfortable on the ball. Their defending is absolutely fantastic. And their ability to bring it out is there for all to see. And, you know, we've got two very, very good centre-backs. Cher came back from injury today. That was good to see as well. But knowing that we've got, I think Botman and Chow have to be our mainstay centre-backs for the big games. I really generally feel that. And that Burn and Cher are there. Obviously older now, but they are still good enough to be there as backups without a shadow of a doubt. But we've got to play our best side when it comes to the big games. Which is why I was really surprised Dan Burn was at left back again. He was caught out quite a few times again tonight. But again, he wasn't bad. It wasn't a poor performance from Dan Burn, but he is getting caught out at left back quite a lot. And when you go back to the Premier League, the pace of those wingers, it will tell. You know, there was one in the second half. It was played over the top of him. He got sucked right in, played over the top of him. Then Nelly scored from it. There was another one where he came right up to the back of the defend to the forward. He let it go under his legs, and it completely bamboozled Dan Burn. He spun him, and he was away. So I generally think Lewis Hall has to come in at left back. But does Eddie Howe ever drop Dan Burn? That is the question. That is the big question. Does he ever drop Dan Burn? We thought he might bring him off as a sub tonight. He didn't. He kept him on for the full 90. That could indicate that maybe he'll get a rest on Sunday, but only time will tell on that. But overall, everybody has to be delighted with that. It's now kick-started our Champions League campaign, but what I hope it also does as well is it kick-starts us in the Premier League, because our Premier League form hasn't been great. The performances in the Premier League have been a little bit shallow, and I think we need to come back and we need to start dominating teams again. And we dominated that one tonight. We played so well. We were in the faces. We weren't giving them time on the ball. And they could not break us down when they did try and press us. We just maintained our discipline defensively. And then when we got the ball, we were very, very good with it. So there was some very good performances tonight. And I think a lot of positives to take from the game. We haven't said that a lot this season, but to win 4-0 in the Champions League against a side who is clear at the top of their league, whether it be the Belgian league or not, you can only go out there and do your best against who you face. And quite frankly, they beat PSV comfortably last time out, but we've made them look like a very average side tonight. Let's take nothing away from Newcastle United. It wasn't a bad performance by USG. It was a brilliant performance from Newcastle United that made them look like an average side. So a lot of positives to take from tonight, guys. Let me know what you think. Who stood out for you the most? And we'll discuss it, obviously, tomorrow night in the match review at 7 o'clock. I'll be back at 10 o'clock in the morning with the breakfast show. There'll be more fallout from the game, obviously, as well in that show. But I think we're all going to bed happy tonight, knowing that Newcastle United have hopefully kick-started their season now and can grow and grow and grow as the games go on and on and on. But thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the show, give it a like, guys. And, of course, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. It is completely free of charge. And also keep voting for us in those Football Content Awards. All is down in the description, all the instructions and the link itself. We need your votes more than ever. But thank you very much for watching. We'll see you very soon. Take care.